Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight is night 16 of 30 in our wellness accountability sessions. So tonight for our self-care portion of the class, I kind of wanted to take you on a little tour, not so much tour, but guide you through some different ways or different tools you can use to meditate if sitting on a chair or if just sitting on a floor is not comfortable for you, especially as you start. If you do decide to lengthen the amount of time that you're meditating, I wanted to introduce you to some different things you can use to make yourself more comfortable. And also wanted to just start with sharing a really simple yoga pose that I think is so underrated, child's pose, especially supported child's pose. I'm just going to show you way to come into it. So what you can do is, for traditional child's pose, you can either have your knees nice and wide or bring your legs together and just kind of melt onto the mat with your head relaxed, or bent elbows, or have your arms alongside you. So those are some different options. Another one is to, if you don't have a bolster, you can always just take a pillow or two and just make it so that it's a comfortable height, and you can kind of bring your legs around it and then again kind of melt onto it and just allow yourself to release onto one side. It's really helpful for your back, your shoulders, your chest. It releases a lot of tension, helps quiet your mind, helps with stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. It can help with menstrual cramps if you stay in this for an extended period. If you can stay there for like 3 to 5 minutes, I think you'd notice a substantial difference. And it also helps lengthen and stretch your spine. So that was something I wanted to show everyone. And then, so here are some different tools I use to meditate. Okay, let me move this back a bit. All right, so I like to sit on this cushion, and then I like to take this pillow and put it in between my heels and my butt. So I think that this is really comfortable. I can sit here for extended periods of time. Another option, and I haven't used this in a while, but there's this tool that you can use, and you can either sit like this right on it, or you can move around a little bit, or you can kind of come to the edge, put it right after your mat, and have it like this. Some people just like a little bit on your seat. There's so many different ways to use this. Like I was saying, I've had the most comfort like this, and then sometimes I'll even put another cushion here. And again, this is more so when I'm meditating for like 20 minutes or more. I learned about these different props at a silent meditation retreat that I did, where I was I was meditating for long periods at a time, and so it made a huge difference in my practice. And just to have a little bit of an idea too, I have this little altar where I just have different things that I find calming. I have a bunch of essential oils and just special things that mean a lot to me, imagery, crystals, or things people have given me. And then I think I've shown you all my vision board before, but I like looking at everything before I meditate, and afterwards it just kind of reminds me of what matters the most, what I want to remember the most, what I want to feel like. Everything just serves as a great visual reminder of that. And I'll take pictures, so you don't have to watch this video again. I'll take some pictures tomorrow probably, using those props and cushions that I showed you, just different ways you can use them. Like I said, not so much necessary for the shorter meditations, but if you do wind up extending your practice 10 minutes or more, like I was saying, 20, some people like to do an hour in the morning and or an hour at night. To each his or her own, but I think that they do make a big difference. I think that it can be just a lot easier to meditate for long periods of time if you're comfortable. I think that's really important to take into account. And if you want to put a blanket over you as you meditate, or like hold crystal. I don't know if you heard one fall out of my pocket before. I sat on one. I kind of have them everywhere, and I find them to be really helpful in just like having something to hold sometimes, and I don't fidget so much. So it's totally a personal preference. Just wanted to kind of introduce you to some different things that can make the process more comfortable. But even if you don't have or can't necessarily afford the props to meditate, like, you can get creative with it. You can take blankets and roll them up and put them on each side of your leg or under each of your knees, or pillows. You can sit on one of your pillows, or maybe even two. Like I was saying, you can wrap a blanket around you. Maybe play around with it and see what feels comfortable for you. It may just be as you've been doing it. There's no need to fix something that's not broken. But if you do start to feel uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with you. Address it, try different things, and see what works well. Okay, rambling on tonight. So I'm going to set my timer for 7 minutes. Just in case this is the first time you're joining us tonight, we meditate to cleanse our thoughts, to clear our minds, to foster presence, to help us, if we're having a bad day or a great day and we want to feel even better. Meditation just helps us connect to ourselves at a deeper level. You can sit cross-legged. You can sit on your heels with bent knees. You can pick something to stare at, or you can rest your eyes all together if that's comfortable for you. We're up to 7 minutes, so I'm going to start my timer. We'll welcome in a nice deep breath and begin. startled me. I hope everyone enjoyed their meditation tonight. I hope you all have a great evening. I'll post some photos tomorrow with the props I showed you earlier. As always, just let me know in the comments if anything's coming up. If there's anything in particular that would be helpful in tomorrow's session, I'm happy to address it. Have a good evening.